Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge of allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good evening. Welcome to the Planning Board meeting of June 13th, 2024. First on the agenda tonight is Giannico, Regina, 334 Austin Road for bond return. Rich?
So Mike Carnaz is not here, as you well know. He had no comments. All engineering comments have been addressed.
Pat?
No planning issues on the bond return, Mr. Chairman.
And, I'm going to look up. Is anyone here from Giannico? Oh, okay. Anyone from the audience wish to be heard on this applicant?
Mr. Chairman, as no one has any public comments, I'll make a motion to close the public hearing.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
So, Mr. Giannico, the next step, and same thing with you, Mr. Binns, if they vote on it, is it goes to the town board, and then, then we'll be able to get your bond back.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks.
Have a good evening.
Well, we need really a motion
Yes,
to return the full town.
Yes. Mr. Chairman, I'll make a motion to refer this to the town board.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Next on the agenda is Binns Family Trust, 5 Vesey Lane South, also for a public hearing and a bond return.
Same comments. Mike's not here. He had no comments. All engineering comments have been addressed.
No issues, Mr. Chairman.
Anyone from the public wish to be heard?
Mr. Chairman, as there are no public comments, I'll make a motion to close the public hearing.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye. Mr. Chairman, I'll make a motion to refer this to the town board. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. You too. Next on the agenda, Viola Mahopac Wells for a site plan. Rich?
So this is on for a public hearing. There are still some minor comments that need to be addressed, but nothing that would hold up having the public hearing go on. Mike had no comments.
And
Sorry.
Pat, I don't believe you had any
They've
comments.
addressed all our comments, and they've done quite a good job of addressing our comments over multiple appearances before the board, so no further issues.
It's been a long road here. Anyone from the public wish to be heard on this applicant? Please get up, state your name.
Hi, Mary.
No, for the microphone, we need you.
I have to walk over this.
Yes.
Obviously, I've never done this.
We need to intimidate you a little bit with the microphone.
Marini Buffon. You want to address 34 Coventry Circle? Oh,
No, that's all right. Just state your
Oh.
concern.
I'm quite concerned because it's right behind my house. So I just want to make sure, we've discussed this, I think, in previous, before it was Suez and Veolia and all that other stuff.
Correct.
That how it's going to be at the end, how it's presented as far as aesthetically and the noise. Because I'm the only house that it's being affected as far as like the noise, the generator, the trucks that come in, the sewer trucks that come in and everything else. And also for the landscaping, try to buffer some of that. Yeah, so that's my concern. I know it has to be done. I'm not stopping the water.
That's been the board's concern to things that you mentioned. So I would like to hear the response on
Sure.
all of those items that you mentioned, from the trucks to the noise to the buffer to the landscaping, because
Thank you.
the reason why this applicant's been here for so long is because we've asked him a lot of the same questions.
Excellent. Okay,
So-
I don't feel so stupid.
No,
Not
those,
at all.
those-
Thank you.
those were all questions the board has asked. So please respond. Use that.
Ramya
Do I
Ramanathan.
sit?
Yes, please.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Ramya Ramanathan, planner for the applicant Veolia Water, New York, from Adzel Nasher Ziegler, New City, New York. So to address ma'am's comments, We initially came to the planning board back a couple of years ago when we wanted to do the upgrades to the well site, and quickly ran into negotiations and discussions with the HOA at Coventry Circle. Adam, do you want me to brief on that, or do you want to go first? I can?
No, I'm happy to
Oh,
do
sure.
that.
And I'll take up on the technicality.
As you know, on this job, the Homeowners Association for Hunters Run.
Is that microphone on, or you get it a little closer?
Sorry, can you
That's
hear
better.
me?
Thank you. Much better.
As you know, on this job, the Homeowners Association for Hunters Run indicated its opposition to the proposed treatment building, not to the treatment. And after long negotiations, we reached an agreement with them, which was provided to your board, which involved things such as moving the treatment building further away, removing trailers, adding a complete landscaping plan. At this point, and I can go through each of the points, although I think you've heard them before.
No, I'd like to go through each of the points.
I have that, Adam.
The woman mentioned, from the truck into the landscape into the noise.
If you could take us through landscape screening,
Sure.
operation, when trucks are coming in, when trucks are coming out. The generator is just an emergency standby, just to address all those.
Definitely.
Now, you've done a great job in presenting that to us. We'll just convey that now to the public.
Sure. So I'll first walk through the site plan changes because I have that summarized as 7 concrete measures on the plans that we've taken to address the HOA's concerns. So the first is that the GAC treatment building, the granulated activated carbon treatment building, has moved 62 feet further south from your property line. So this might be of interest to you.
I'm
The
sorry, I
building
just
was
wanna make
further up
sure
north,
It moved
62 feet.
62 feet.
Further
from-
south.
From your property line
Further
where the
away.
building was, where it was first proposed to where it is now is going to be 62 feet further away from your house.
So what that does is, at that point, we are 4 feet lower in grade. So the building should be technically 4 feet less visible to you because the ground is sloping downwards.
Right, I did see that. I
Yeah.
did see some.
So exactly. So it's further away from you, and it's going to be set lower because the ground is at a lower elevation at that area. Apart from those 2 changes, the HOA requested us to extend the landscaping screening to the new location of the building. So that 62 feet that it's gone further south, we've extended the landscaping all throughout. So visually, it should not be visible from any side.
Can you give us a few details on the landscape?
Do you
and
have
what
the
kind of?
rendering?
Yeah, sure. I have the renderings are right here. I'll leave that out. And I'll open the landscaping.
You can come up if you want to say.
Yeah, please.
All right, so, oh, yes, that's my wall. Okay, yeah. So that's how I'm gonna see this, okay.
Yes, so this is at 8 feet high, which is technically where...
Microphone, please.
It's for the people on the TV. with the
Definitely, no, I'm sorry about that. So the planting height would be around 6 to 8 feet, which is what we've tried to show you. Initially, that's how it's going to look like, and then how it's going to look like once it gets to, say, 20 feet in height. And I have another page.
So the top picture is the original, and the bottom picture is what it'll look like in a couple of years?
Yeah, exactly. And I'll get to the other side of this.
So 8 feet plantings are the only ones that are coming in?
6 to 8 feet is the average height I have on the plants, so it could be anywhere between.
But the bottom picture shows when they grow in a couple of years, what it'll look like.
The generator that's on there, I know, I think.
Yeah, I'm sorry, you're gonna need the other microphone. It's for the people that are on.
Okay. The generator that's there, can that be moved as well? Because of the fact that it is quite
Okay, one second.
a generator.
I'm going to have somebody from Veolia address that.
Okay.
Can we just finish off on the landscaping, just to make sure?
Sure.
Let's just finish off on the
Sorry, go
landscaping,
ahead.
just
Yeah,
for
yeah.
your sake.
Yeah, yeah.
Is there another rendering on the landscape, or are you?
That's about it.
All right, so the building's being moved back 62 feet down a 4-foot incline, so you'll see
It'll
it.
sit lower now that it's been relocated.
And how high is this building?
The building is going to be
Taller than mine? Taller than my
20
house?
feet tall.
20 feet tall, okay.
20 feet from a lower elevation than you are.
Okay. So I'll still be able to see it, but whatever, okay.
And thank you. There was also a request by the HOA that the treatment trailer, which is on this side, which is the temporary treatment trailer, which you might be seeing a white. Yeah, that's going to
See
be
that.
removed once this building is fully functional. The new system is in place, it's fully functional, that trailer would be taken away from the site.
Okay.
Yeah.
So once it's fully functional, the building, the treatment,
The GAC
That will
treatment
be
building.
removed.
The trailer would be removed,
okay.
is the proposal.
That white trailer, yeah.
The white trailer
Okay.
would be removed. And the area beneath the trailer, the HOA had requested us to provide some sort of grass or landscaping, so we agreed on grass, and we're going to be putting grass over there instead of the concrete pad.
Okay.
That sits there today. Then, like I said, we're extending the landscaping, so that's going to come all the way down there. And I was about to open the landscaping plan for you, so you can have a look.
And
at that.
is my house on there so that you could,
It should be. Is this your property?
yeah, that is me,
Yeah.
right
So-
there.
One second. Do you want this one?
Oh,
Just
yeah.
I'm just gonna switch.
Yeah, go ahead.
Thank you, sorry about that.
Okay.
So, there are two rows of plantings that we're proposing.
Okay.
The species we've chosen are red cedars, which are native, Norway spruces and green
Use the
giants.
microphone, please, I'm sorry.
Oh, I'm sorry. So cedars, which are native, and Norway spruces and green giants, which are common species in New York.
Okay.
Water resistant, deer resistant, they are drought resistant. So those are the species we've also used on other Veolia sites, and they're doing well, so we're using the same species here.
Okay.
And we're going to have 9, if you want to get into the details, 9 red cedars, 15 Norway spruces, and 24 green giants.
Okay.
So,
And that's all going to be here?
so yeah, so over here,
Because
which
this
would
is me
screen
right
that.
now.
Exactly.
Okay.
And then over here, it's going to extend this way. We
Okay.
do have to keep in mind that we have a limit of disturbance set so as to not exceed 1 acre according to state DEC guidelines. So we need to stay within the limit of disturbance, engineering technicality. And we also have wetlands, so we don't want to encroach too much into that either. So, but
Okay.
we've given a lot of landscaping, so screening is adequate for you.
Okay, and is this is the rendering of the proposed building, right?
Yes. Looking towards, yes.
Looking towards me,
Yard looking north, correct.
looking towards
Yep.
my house?
Yep.
Okay. I wish it would be more, but but it is what it is. But
Landscaping?
I don't know. I mean, listen, one day I'd like to be able to sell my house, right?
Agreed.
It's the only house that's affected. I just want to be able to make sure that, you know, when someone comes into the deck and they say, what's that building? What is that, you know, what is that? I want to be able to say, oh, you know, that's the water treatment plant, you know, it's here for the community and this, that, the other thing.
Correct.
I just don't want it to be, I guess, something for them to be like, oh, yeah, we don't really want to be near that. But
I totally understand that
Yeah.
concern of yours, and I think which is why it's been close to 2 years that Veolia and the HOA have very
Yeah.
actively negotiated and spoken
Yes.
about these terms. And the HOA has been very clear and very, I think, stringent on what they need to protect property values as far as possible.
Excellent. Okay.
And I feel both the agencies have done their best in reaching this conclusion. And
Okay.
we've been to the planning board multiple times. We've been to the Environmental Conservation Board of Carmel to get our approvals, seek their blessing on the design, on the trees, on the species. So I think this is like a balance we've tried to reach, which has taken quite some time for us to get here.
okay,
On
all
that.
right.
Would you know what the rate of growth is on those trees?
True.
I'm sorry.
Because as they start to mature, and what we've learned in the past is we could say, well, let's put taller trees in. Then there's issues with roots, and those trees aren't as healthy when you put a larger tree and you transplant. I mean, I'm not a landscape architect, but that comes up a lot. But
Yes.
do you know what the rate of growth are those faster growing trees?
I would think this would be around over a 5-year period that it would reach. It's 20 feet high. I may be wrong, not a landscape architect either, but just from the discussions I've heard around me on this.
Another thing to be aware of is Veolia is going to be managing this site in the future. So this is all part of the record now. So you could call up
Yes.
Rose of the planning board and say, you know, all these trees died.
Yeah.
It's still on, and they're not disappearing. They're still running this operation, which benefits you in the sense that you can still follow up with things that are part of the record.
Excellent. Okay, very good.
Definitely, definitely.
I don't mean to step on your toes, Mr. Chairman. You wouldn't call the planning department, it would be a building site plan issue. So you would call the building inspector, and they would enforce the fact that if the trees are dying or not there, they have to make sure Veolia would have to put them back in as part of this site plan approval. So again, so they're gonna be planted, they have a growth rate that nobody seems to know, which I don't know neither.
Right.
And, you know, they'll get there, right? And if they die, or if they get eaten by deer, or if, you know, there's some catastrophic thing, Veolia has to replant them again.
Very good, and it's on record, so that's fine.
Yeah, good point, Rich, thank you.
Maria Stepanova, I'm representative from Veolia. The mix of trees have been, as Ramya suggested, a mix of native species as well as the trees that will grow well in these conditions. Green giants specifically grow to the rate of 3 to 5 feet a year.
Well, that's pretty good. Great.
Okay?
And we started to, I think we're good with the landscaper right now. We started to touch on the generator.
Yes, I just came to the site, if I may say, and the new generator is here. You can see this generator, the red building, the old generator, and your house is way behind. So your house is completely shielded from the sound of the generator.
So you moved it? Okay.
We moved it to the different side of the building altogether, away from your house.
Very good.
And even though it is emergency, and when everything is out, it kicks in very, very infrequently, but we heard you, we put it on the opposite side, it's much smaller, and you can see in this picture, it's, you know, your house is completely shielded, because that's the old one, this is the new one. This is gonna stay, the old one is gonna go.
All right, very good. All right,
So
I'm happy about
I
that.
literally am coming from there right now.
And the noise level is not,
Well, it's going to be no more than the other one, but now it's going to be shielded. There's going to be actual shield of a
right.
structure in front of you. And like I said, it's emergency. It's not going to be daily occurrence, hopefully, only in the storm. When you lose electricity, but we still want water, so that's going to kick in.
The noise will blend in with the other generators in the neighborhood.
Oh, absolutely.
It's true.
Yeah.
So has that new location for the generator, is it on this set of drawings? If not, it needs to be put on this set of drawings.
It is.
Again, so that becomes enforceable, just so you know. If it was a portable generator and they moved it to 3 feet beyond your property line, which they will not do, but if they did, then it's something you can call the building inspector, and they would come out and go, no, you're supposed to have it on the other side of the building, move it over there, or you're going to be in violation of your site plan.
thank you.
A quick question about the generator, too. I know it'll only be used during emergencies, but does it do a self-test every once in a while? Because I know home generators do that.
That I'm not sure. I know we maintain them, but I just don't know how frequently. Huh?
This is a portable generator, isn't it? I believe so.
It is.
I believe
If that's
it's,
the case, it's not going to do it.
it's not going to do that.
Okay. Because it's just once a week. I know at my house, it's once a week. It's a little
Probably,
startling, but it
we
goes
do
off
have
quickly.
maintenance personnel who comes to the site every week. No, every day. They come to the site every day to check on chemicals, on the operations. So I assume that it's part of their responsibility to look at the generator as well. But if you want, we can check. I can check how frequently they check it.
It's normal to run the generator weekly, or the PM maintenance card comes out or something.
Maintenance guy may start it, right?
What about the operation of, can you describe the operation you just started to with daily?
Like one truck comes in, how many
Well,
times a day?
there are chemicals, there's pumps, there's everything. So as part of the maintenance, I believe the operators come daily to check on the facilities. It's been going 4 years. That's not going to change. During the construction, there's going to be more frequent visits, but the overall, once it's in service, the maintenance is going to be the same. The building is quiet. In fact, we were visiting one of the similar sites in Rockland County. Everybody was commenting how even being next to the treatment, like vessels right there, you don't hear anything. Like people couldn't believe that things are working because the water seeps very slowly. It's like your Brita filter, just larger size. Like you don't hear much noise from it, so it's more or less the same. Like water filters, more pressure, but it's not mechanical. It's nothing vibrating. It's just slowly going through the media to pick up whatever contaminants. It's your Brita filter on industrial size.
And does that mean that the sewer truck will continue to come?
I don't think these operations are going to change. So
that sewer truck, but he'll be going further out.
What's,
right
To
next
to the new building.
What's
The
sewer
old treatment is going to go to the new building.
what's sewer?
There should
There's
not-
iron and manganese treatment.
Right, but that's being pumped to our wastewater treatment facility, right? So there's an easement going up to properties.
Correct.
And it's going to a sewer manhole, correct?
I believe so, yes.
Right, so then there won't be sewer trucks there anymore because it's gonna be discharged, or is there something else being taken away with the sewer? So that, I don't know, I'm not 100% on that.
I'm a little confused over where
I
the
think
sewer
during the
comes in.
application, the only vehicles removing anything was the media filters.
Exactly. I think the sewer, it might look like a sewer vehicle, but it's the
No,
medium
that's a
filter
sewer
changer.
pump. That's a sewer. That's a big truck.
The Calgon.
It says sewer on it.
Is that part of this project?
Tom, would you know anything about that?
So what's on the site now is a green, an iron manganese filter, correct? And that has to be pumped on a regular basis, is my understanding. Part of the request for this project was to be able to connect into the town's sewer system, which is what they're doing through an easement that goes where they have their water easement to feed, so they're gonna have them both in there. So I don't know if that easement's been brought together or the sewer's being brought in. Apparently it is, because they're ready to move forward. Then that's gonna be, instead of having a truck there pumping septic, again, you guys are gonna tell me right, wrong, or indifferent, it would just go right to they're gonna pump it as a normal operation into the sewer.
So in that case, a sewer truck would be removed.
I believe so, but I will let the applicant actually defend their position on this.
Tom Hercel, project manager with J. Fletcher Creamer, working for Veolia. Just like Mr. Franzetti explained, that's exactly how it's going to be. Only reason why there's a sewer truck coming now is because of that temporary green sand system. But there's going to be a sewer connection on this proposed project, so you will no longer need a sewer truck.
So there'll be no truck, once the
That's
building
what
is
I
up
wanna
and
know.
running.
Okay. That's
So there won't be septic trucks there, but again, there's no guarantee that that won't happen. That will happen probably occasionally, right? I mean, all facilities need some kind of work. Again, I'm not trying to fight their fight.
No,
We
gotcha.
run water and sewer here in the town of Carmel.
Yes.
Occasionally, things are needed. It is what it is, but it wouldn't be on a regular basis where they're doing it now.
That's fine. That's perfect. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Did you get all your questions answered?
I think so. I think, just moving forward, positive and making sure, and it's all on record, so any problems, I know who to call.
For sure.
Thank you.
You can just leave it.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
The generator's on sheet 4, in case you were looking for it. Yeah, it's on sheet 4.
Any other questions from the board? I think you've done a nice job explaining the project. I know it's been a long road. We've asked a lot of the same questions, but I think everyone's happy with your answers tonight. It is part of the record. Anyone else from the public wish to be heard on this applicant?
All right, Mr. Chairman, being there's no other public comment, I'll make a motion to close the public hearing.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
And Pat, would you prepare a resolution, please? Sir. Thank you.
Thank you. We would just ask that the resolution include not only the site plan, but the waiver of landscaping along Nottingham. That's something we've requested for quite a while.
Yes, we got it.
Thank you.
Thank you. Nice job tonight.
Also, Mr. Chairman, I'll make a motion to refer this to the town board.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Actually, no, I'm sorry, I retract that.
Yeah, it's not going to town board.
There's no reason to,
I retract my
I mean, you can
second.
send them there, they're not gonna be happy
yeah,
with
no,
you.
we'll retract that, we'll make it civil.
Just before you all go, you're gonna need to give me numbers for your performance bond and stormwater maintenance fees as necessary, so they need to be included as part of the resolution, so please get me them as soon as possible, so that Pat can include them when he develops that memorandum.
I'll reach out to Ryan and have it.
Thank you. No, you have to stay here all night. You have to suffer through this like we do.
Thank you so much, everyone.
Thank you.
Have a good night.
Good night.
Next on the agenda is Evans Septic Tank Service.
So again, Mike Carnazza, obviously not here, he had no comments on this. There was a change So the applicant's here for a public hearing, and the only change that they had was on their stormwater, which they sent an email to the board. That's acceptable the way it is. They found a pipe, they're just gonna reconnect into that pipe. The applicant has provided that paperwork. Adam, I'll ask that you actually please forward that to Rose electronically, so she has an e-file on it. And then, you know, otherwise, all the basic comments, there's a couple of minor things, performance bond and all that other information still needs to be provided if a resolution is granted.
And Pat?
There was one minor issue about existing stockpiles on the site, and Adams indicated that's going to be removed as part of the improvement, so no further issues.
Anyone wish to be heard from the public tonight?
Mr. Chairman, as there are no public comments, I'll make a motion to close the public hearing.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
And again, Pat, would you prepare a resolution? Will do. Adam, this is a nice project. They did a
Thank you.
Yeah, it is.
great
Thank you,
job.
yeah. Yeah, we wanted to make sure that, you know, we work, as always, we want to work with the board and the public and make sure we put something together that's going to be well-received, so.
You know, it's off the beaten path, which could cause some to be a little lackadaisical. This wasn't the case. You did a really nice job on this.
Great, thank you. Sorry if I missed it. We're going to have resolutions. Great.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
All right. Good
It's
job.
off the bike path, Mr. Chairman, so it's not off the beaten path.
Oh, fun there. Well done, Rich.
Gotcha.
I do have a million of them, they're all bad. It's Father's Day, I have all my dad jokes coming out. You ready?
I like it. Next on the agenda is Marcel Carrillo, 1849 Route 6, residential site plan. And I believe Mike had some comments, Rich.
So, yes, Mike did have comments on this one. So the same comments as last time. A detail of the trash enclosure has been provided. Floor plans and elevation should be submitted for each submission. Will there be enough windows for emergency escape and rescue openings for the lowest level? Most of the lowest level is below grade. Having floor plans would help clarify this issue. A use variance is needed from the ZBA. So Mike did provide the use variance. I'll provide you this time right now so you have it. What was needed as part of the variances, but he did highlight driveway, two-way aisle width, 24 foot is required, 15 foot is proposed, a 9-foot variance is needed, something he didn't include on his prior list of use variances. My comments are the referral to Putnam County 239. There should just be some additional notes added to the drawing. All plantings should be verified by the Town of Carmel Wetlands Inspector and should be installed per Section 142, Town of Carmel Town Code. There will be a performance bond needed for this project, which would include the landscaping, striping in the area, and if there's any stormwater, a bond would be needed for that, a maintenance bond.
Thank you, Rich. And Pat?
Mr. Chairman, Tom's actually done a good job of responding to our initial comments on this. We have nothing left on this, but as you know, a use variance and half a dozen area variances on this, so that he needs a trip over to the Zoning Board of Appeals.
Thank you. Comments from the board? The only thing I would say is since this will go to the town board, right, since it's a use variance?
No,
Zoning board? Okay.
it's not a rezoning, it's a use variance.
Okay, my comment remains the same, though. Since we gotta send this to the zoning board, I'd like you to provide a couple of things that I asked here. The floor plans, I think, are important that Mike had asked for because of the topography of the building.
Okay.
And Mike spells it out here, just to make sure there's enough windows. We don't wanna do anything unsafe here, right? We wanna make sure that this is filed on record in a safe manner. I don't want to send something, we don't want to send something to the zoning board that doesn't have all the T's crossed and I's dotted. So, on Mike's comment, a use variance is needed from the ZBA. Floor plans and elevations should be submitted. Will there be enough windows for emergency escape and rescue openings for the lowest level? Most of the lowest levels is below grade. Having floor plans will help clarify this issue.
Oh, okay.
I would think you have floor plans anyway.
Yeah, we submitted them with the,
Okay.
original submission.
All right, so you can follow up with Mike on that.
Okay,
And Rose has these comments that you can get from her tomorrow
okay.
or Monday. my concern from day one on this is, as you've heard me say before, is in the backyard, and we needed some tidying up, some landscaping, which you'll do. And I think that even in the front of your yard, you want a little appeal from the main road. Route 6 goes down there. I know there's a lot of commercial properties, and you just tucked right in the middle there. Let's make it look nice.
Well, we did do a landscape plan here.
Good. You want to describe it to us a little bit?
Okay. The owner got as a landscape designer, along the drive coming up, we have, what do we have? Well, there's some wildflowers, black-eyed Susans, bee balm, wild geranium, Russian sage in patches.
I've gone through some of this, yes.
And then junipers in between. And we, up on one side, the south side, we have junipers and dwarf pines. The dwarf pines grow to be about 6 feet.
Good.
And also in front of the building, junipers, no, dwarf pines in front of the building.
Questions, anyone?
No.
Are there any commercial businesses there now operating?
No, it's empty.
So this would be a good maneuver for you then to go to residential, it's near the shopping centers, people could walk to town.
Yeah.
All right, if there's no other questions from me, we need a motion to deny to the ZBA.
Did we want to see the floor plans first?
I think they've been
Have
submitted.
they been submitted?
Yes.
Can you pass them around the table right now? You have them right in front of you there?
I don't have.
Oh, okay.
No.
So those are building code requirements. Typically, Mike would address that in the building permit stage. I think you could make a referral, you can ask Mike to verify that it's compliant.
Okay.
I think that's a good point.
Oh, fine.
I think Anthony's right. I think that would be good to verify the floor plans. So Mike will do that?
Yes.
Okay,
We'll make sure he gets.
Yeah, if Mike verifies it, then we can make the referral. I'm okay with that then.
okay. Do we make the referral contingent upon
we do
Mike's?
it now.
Yeah, otherwise we slow you down 2 more weeks.
Right.
So let's
We'll deny
make
this.
the motion to the ZBA underneath those circumstances.
All right, Mr. Chairman, I'll make a motion to deny this to the ZBA.
Second.
Subject to Mike's verification of the floor plans. And
Second?
Second, subject to, second.
John, second, all in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Have a nice evening. Rose distributed the minutes of March 27th and April 11th. Has anyone had a chance to review them?
Mr. Chairman, I reviewed them yesterday, sent along comments to Rose, all minor. I propose that we approve the minutes subject to those revisions.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Make a motion to adjourn?
I'll make a motion to adjourn the meeting at 7:35.
Second.
No,
All in favor?
7:33.
Thank you, everybody. Have a nice evening.
Correction for the record.
7:33.
Oh, yes, sorry.